My name is Alan Palmer, and welcome to Beyond Imagination. The brain is a very complex and powerful organ. But the mind is even more complex and even more powerful than the brain. How powerful is the human mind? Join me. Let us go on the imagination to places we have never gone before, to places unknown, unexplored, to places that don't exist, and do things that we have never done before. There have always been a fascination about the human brain. And the human brain seems to have been baffling man over the course of history. It seems the more man learns about the human brain is the less he knows.
As mentioned, I'm Dr. Laura Boyd. I'm a brain researcher. I have the most interesting job in the world. What we know about the brain is changing at a breathtaking pace. And much of what we thought we knew and understood about the brain turns out to be not true.
Some people are of the opinion that what we see today is as far as the development of man's mind is going to ever get. The human mind is the new frontier, but will man ever be able to tap in to the potential of the mind? The mind is capable of some fantastic things, and we are going to examine some of these things. During World War II, in a military field hospital, there was a patient that was badly injured. His injuries needed urgent medical attention, but the hospital was out of morphine. There was no way that the doctor could have performed the surgical procedure he needed to perform on this patient without causing him to go into deadly cardiac shock. It was a no-win situation. If he is not operated on, he's going to die. And if he is operated upon, he may go into cardiac shock and die also. Morphine was the common anesthetic that was used in these cases. One of the nurses that was present filled a syringe of saline solution and injected into the patient as she would have the morphine. The patient, all in pain, became very relaxed and fell asleep. The doctor was able to perform surgical procedure on the patient without any complication after giving a dose of saline solution, which is basically salted water. What happened? The mind instructed the brain to turn off the pain receptors, and therefore the patient did not feel any pain from that time forward. This was done many times. There were cases where patients in severe pain were given sugar pills instead of painkillers, and the sugar pill worked just as good as the painkillers did. This is called the placebo effect, where the mind is fooled into believing that they are given a particular medication, and the mind caused the body to react as if it was. Here we see that the mind is capable of turning on and off the pain receptors and determining whether we feel pain or not. Is it possible for we in our conscious state to gain control where we can turn on and off our pain receptors? It is possible, but no one have learned how to do it as yet. In the ancient Chinese Shaolin Kung Fu, the Buddha's monk and other disciples had learned how to harness an internal energy that is called Qi and use it to their advantage. This energy, when harnessed and used in the correct way, give the person who is using it superhuman abilities. A monk is able to throw a needle with such force and accuracy using Qi. The needle is able to penetrate a pane of glass. monk could hang from his neck by a rope without becoming asphyxiated by using chi. With the use of chi, a monk can prevent sharp objects from breaking his skin, even when those objects penetrate his skin with great force. A monk can break stone or rock with his bare hands, which is scientifically impossible when we consider the law of matter and density. The law of matter and density says, the more compact the molecule or the atoms in matter are, is the heavier it becomes and the stronger it becomes. A stone is much more dense than any part of the human body. And even the clenched fist, although it is able to withstand great force, it does not change its density. When we consider the rock or the stone is much more dense than a man's hand or fist, there is a difference here. It is the density of the fist plus the tree, the energy that is put forward that causes the stone to be broken using the fist. The Buddha's monk or the Shaolin monk is not special, but he have learned in the harnessing of internal energy and using it as a shield and for other purpose on the external that we have not yet learned. So why aren't we all using tree as a part of our everyday living? Pyrokinesis is the art of controlling or starting fire. It is where an individual is able to connect to the electrical system of the body, generate enough force and power to ignite a blaze. Levitation is another common practice that the yogis of India has mastered. Levitation is defying gravity and raising one body and suspend it in mid-air just by the power of the mind. The yogis of India have been doing this, so why is it levitation is not common practice? There are people who practice astral projection. Astral projection is where the soul consciously leaves the body and go on a mission. Is it possible that when we dream, we are actually astral projecting, leaving our body in the state of sleep and interact with other astral projectors? Could that be what dreaming is all about? The interaction of unconscious astral projectors in these realms in an unconscious state? There is the art of telekinesis, which is moving object with your mind. There are people who have been recorded over the course of history. There are universities which has done studies and they have proven that there are people who can actually move object with their mind. At different stage, at different part of the world, many cultures has learned and developed techniques that are not practiced generally among man. These people and this culture are not special. There is nothing special about their brains. There is nothing special about their mind. It's just a situation where they have learned a technique and they have developed that technique. So why is it we are not able to turn off our pain receptors as we see fit? Why is it we cannot astral project? Why haven't man learned and masters all of these skills of the mind and are able to use them as a part of their daily living. It is because we have not yet begun to utilize and to realize the full potential of the human mind. Thanks be to the Most High for His knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. I wanted to share this video. Leave a comment, like this video. Let me know what are your thoughts, what are your opinion on the content of this video. My name is Allan Palmer, and this has been Beyond Imagination. Let us go beyond the imagination to places we have never gone, to places unknown, unexplored, to places that don't exist, and do things that we have never done before.